Hello and welcome to Back to School Night 2021. I'm Mr. Hayhurst. I hope you enjoy this presentation. Thank you very much for watching and or attending if you're actually here in person. My contact information is as follows. If you're going to call me at 718-3100 extension 223. And you have to call during class hours. And there's no guarantee that I'll be able to retrieve any messages that you might leave for me. But my preferred method of contact is through email, and that is at phayhurst@avhsd.org. So when you send an email, if you are a student sending an email, I want to make sure that you do a few things so that everybody's doing it in the same way. The first is that if you are a student sending email, please put the course name and the semester in the subject line of the email. Then in the body, ask the question. If you are a parent, please make sure that you put the name of your child in the subject line because I don't always know who it is that we're talking about. So you may be asking, why is my student in the supplemental instruction class? Well, there's several reasons why you could be placed in this class. The first of which is that you're trying to get ahead for purposes of early graduation. The next is that you might be taking a course that you have previously skipped for some reason. And then the more negative reasons are that the student may have scored a little bit less than perfect grade. They might want to improve their C to a B or an A. Or obviously, the last reason is that they flunked a class and they have to repeat it. And so for those reasons, your student would be placed in supplemental instruction. Apex Learning is the digital platform that students use to learn the content of the course that they are taking. Students will be working online in this class and online at home. Students must be working from home in order to be successful in this class. The goal is that each student is going to use Apex for their digital presentations, and then they also take quizzes and complete worksheets, and then they take tests at the end of each unit. And then the expected norm for students earning credits is 15. So that means you would earn a 5-credit semester class every 6 weeks. Students can earn partial credits at the end of the semester. So if they don't finish, for example, they might have gotten 3/5 of the way through the course, so that they would get 3 credits out of 5. But that only happens at the semester end. Apex is found at apexvs.com. The courses on Apex are various. There's a lot of them. There's nearly 50 different course offerings that we have. And students are, like I said earlier, are encouraged to work at home. In fact, what we talk about here is that they need to finish 15 hours of curriculum instruction each week. That puts 5 of them in class during the week and then 10 outside of class during the week. And they can work on any connected device. Some of the content is not available to phones, but just about everything else is. They can work on their phone, they can work on an iPad or other tablet, and of course they can work on a desktop or a laptop. It works just fine on a Google Chromebook, which they can obtained through the office if needed. The students will be doing assignments, and it's my recommendation that students do every assignment in the order that it is presented to them. Please do not allow your son or daughter to skip assignments, and it's incredibly important. Students will submit written assignments through the Apex Learning Dashboard. The instructions for how to to submit their written assignments are also found on YouTube, on my channel here, and the website for that is right over there. What is expected of students? Well, students are required to complete, at the end of each unit, they're expected to complete a two-part test. The first is called a CST. That's a computer scored test. And it is typically something easy for the computer to understand. And it's multiple choice, matching, that type of question. The part two is the part that I will score, and that's a teacher scored test, a TST. And this will involve more written work, and it will entail that the student has to think a little bit and explain their reasoning somewhat, and these are a little bit more subjective, and that's why the teacher has to score them. Both are required and must be taken in the classroom with a teacher present. All other coursework is given to the student on the learning platform on Apex, and it will be can be completed inside the classroom or outside the classroom, again using any connected device. And again, students must be working from home. So the progress reports for Apex work a little differently than a normal class. PowerSchool and Apex do not get along very well. I have to manually put in grades into Apex, and so therefore I only do that at the progress reports and the quarter grades. Apex will send to the parent and or anybody else who has an email address in the system each weekend, usually Sunday morning, a progress report. If you have not been receiving these progress reports thus far, please send an email to me, Mr. Hayhurst, at PHAYHURST@avhsd.org, and I will make sure that your email address is included in the system. PowerSchool only has the grades at the progress reports and quarterly reports. The final grades are not reported on PowerSchool and will not show up on a report card. They go directly uploaded to the registrar, who will put them in the transcript. So you will only find the final grades for Apex courses or supplemental instruction classes on the student transcript. You can find those on PowerSchool though. If you want to find out what the grade is up to the minute, you can look at the dashboard on Apex. That's the main screen. If you hold your pointer over the grade that is reported there, it will show the student's quality of work grade, and you can get an idea of the grade that you can expect to have if the student had turned in all of the work. Any late or missing assignments are counted as a 0 until they have been graded. If ever you have an issue with grades, please send me an email. Thank you for attending Back to School Night. I greatly appreciate your attendance or your time that it took to view this video. If you missed any of this, you can always rewind. If you want to you have another copy of my contact information, here it is on the screen for you, and it's over that way. Thanks, and have a good night.